As Russia gets into election mode, Vladimir Putin is looking to become president for the 5th time. His opposition at home is already buried, practically non-existent. His popularity is also at an all-time high. Putin has already won the political battle at home, but there is one battlefield where he isn't enjoying much success. The war in Ukraine has been on for 25 months and counting. Russia controls the eastern front completely. But as Putin's troops push forward to capture more land, their biggest challenge still awaits them. It's the battle in the Black Sea. The Black Sea has been a major flashpoint for Russia and Ukraine since the war began. Moscow has been eyeing the water body for decades. That's because the Black Sea allows Russia to have a warm water port for its naval fleet, because Russia's northern and eastern ports are completely frozen in the winter. The Black Sea is a warm water body that gives Russia access to the shorelines of Turkey and Eastern Europe. After the annexation of the Crimean Peninsula in 2014, the Black Sea became even more vital. Now Russia controls the Kerch Strait, the channel that connects the Sea of Azov to the Black Sea. This allows Moscow to spread its ships into the larger Black Sea rather than having them bunched close to each other in the much smaller Sea of Azov. And the importance of the Black Sea has been seen in the last 2 years. From firing cruise missiles to artillery, Russian ships have launched deep strikes into Ukraine from the Black Sea, until Zelensky's soldiers developed a lethal weapon, the Magura V5 drone. Ukraine claims that it has sunk 33% of Russia's Black Sea fleet. Kyiv says that out of 74 combat vessels, it has sunk 24 ships and 1 submarine of the Russian fleet. And Russia's biggest loss was the guided missile cruiser, the Moskova. Zelensky gives the credit to the special armada of the Ukrainian Navy, which uses the sea drones. In the last 30 days of fighting, Russia has lost 2 warships in the Black Sea. And the main predator has been Ukraine's Magura V5 drone. These are unmanned surface vessels. They are capable of performing surveillance, patrolling missions, and kamikaze attacks. Each Magura V5 boat can carry up to 200 kilograms of explosive payload. The drone boat has an operational range of 800 kilometers, and it costs approximately $250,000. Here's how Ukraine carries out these attacks. It waits until a Russian warship in the Black Sea becomes overconfident and ventures solo. Then a barrage of Magura V5 drones are launched. The attack can have anywhere between 10 to 20 drones running in circles around the Russian warship, until they finally all speed in and collide, causing massive explosions that damage the ships. Here's how effective Ukraine's strategy has been in the last 1 year. Ukraine's Magura V5 drone has sunk 5 Russian warships in the Black Sea. This includes 3 landing craft, 1 patrol ship, and 1 missile cruiser. And in each attack, at least 10 Magura V5 drones were used. And losing these ships has been extremely costly for Putin. The total cost of 10 Magura V5 drones comes out to just $2.5 million. Whereas the cost of Russia's landing craft averaged between $100 to $180 million. The patrol ship and the missile cruiser cost Russia between $60 to $65 million. Clearly, the Magura V5 is Ukraine's biggest success story, and they want to keep the momentum going. The losses in the Black Sea have really angered Putin. After the most recent shock, the Russian president launched massive airstrikes across Ukraine. It was a close shave for Zelensky and Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis. Several missiles exploded just 500 meters away from them in the port city of Odessa.
I think that Kyriakos and me did not only hear it, but we saw the strike. You see with whom we are dealing. They don't care where they strike.
We were at the port of Odessa, and President Zelensky and his staff gave us a tour, explaining to us, on the one hand, the importance of the port for Ukraine's exports, and on the other hand, showing us the significant damage the critical infrastructure has suffered. When we heard some sirens, and shortly after, as we were getting onto our cars, we heard a big explosion.
Ukraine has learnt the tricks of the trade. They have announced a major investment into the Magura V5 program.
A sufficient number of drones are being produced now. This year it will be thousands of drones. I cannot say how many exactly because this is already quite sensitive information, but I will say this, there is no limit. The niche of long-range kamikaze drones is growing, with a range of 300, 500, 700 and 1000 kilometers. 2 years ago, this niche did not exist at all.
Ukraine is growing its naval power after seeing success in the Black Sea. Helping them is Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who handed over 2 warships to Zelensky. And Erdogan thinks he can play an even bigger role, the one of mediator.
Since the beginning, we are giving our utmost contribution for the war to end on the basis of negotiations. We are ready to host a peace summit that Russia will attend to.
Moscow has lost some of its most prized warships in the Black Sea. And an angry Putin has reportedly fired the Chief of Naval Staff. This is the biggest shake-up in Russia's military since the sacking of the Air Force chief last year. In the Black Sea, the Russian Navy has taken big hits, and it'll take a while for them to recover. However, the reality of the war remains in Putin's favor. In fact, the land offensive is in stark contrast to the Black Sea. Russian troops have captured even more territory in eastern Ukraine. So, as Putin gears up for another term as president, will he be able to recover from the losses of the Battle of the Black Sea?